Erev Shabbos, Parshas, Shlach. The story of the Meraglim. The Meraglim go into Eretz Yisrael, 40 days, in and out, Kvitzas HaDerech. 1 year per day, we get flopped. What an einish. We get stuck in the Midbar. We would have gone straight into Eretz Yisrael. We talk Lashon Hara about the Rebbeinu Shalom's land, you know? It's his baby, you don't mess with it. Shaila is, what exactly caused the Meraglim to do what they did? Parshas starts off, you're taking men. Men, Anoshim is a lotion of chashiv of people, Bnei Torah, not just Erev L'Chayidim, like the chashiv of people, the representative of each shevet. And then, at the end of the story, Rashi refers to them as Rashayim. How do you go from being Anoshim to being Rashayim? What happened? What did they do? What was the core, the kuda, that made this whole thing go topsy-turvy? Katzka Rav sheds light on this. He says that one of the reports that the Meraglim came back with, they didn't really say things that were bad. It was like a backlash hara, we'd said, look at this crazy fruit, and the Klal Yisrael was thinking, oh, then there must be a crazy land. Okay, the inferences were bad. And they were talking about the giants, the Anokim. They blotted out the sun. It was just one giant shadow, scary people, there's funerals going on. Anyway, they described that situation by saying, and we were to them, to these giants, like grasshoppers. Zok the Kotzker. Who says? Who says that they're looking at you like grasshoppers? How do you know what you look like to a giant? You can't know that. What are you saying? Elamai. When you think you're a grasshopper, you think that everyone thinks you're a grasshopper. That was the crack. That was the first break in the foundation of the Meraglim, of these Anashim. A person that doesn't believe in himself, who doesn't realize who he is, and he's going to assume that everyone thinks of him the worst. And these are the people that are also going to look at a land that is Eretz Chalav Devash, the most perfect land that exists, where every brach in the whole world comes from this little strip the size of New Jersey, the center of the universe. They could even see negative in that. Yeshua survived because he got a name change from Moshe Rabbeinu. But what was Kaleb's trick? They'll tell us, Rashi Medrash tells us, that he had chosavas. What's chosavas? Late at night he snuck away from the Chevron, he went to Chevron. And that's where the Anakim lived, that's where the giants hung out, in Chevron, and he went to the Mars Machpelah. Kaleb is Kulei Lev. And he's trying to figure out, what is my heart telling me? Who am I? And he says, I am a Ben Avram, Yitzchak, and Yaakov. I am a Ben Adam. I am a human being. Adam Rishon Kadam Achet, you know what that is? Even Achar Achet, he was 100 amos tall. He was a giant of a man, spiritually as well. And he realized that I'm a real person, and that gave him the strength to go against everyone else. He was the spy amongst them. He was able to tell them, oh, I'm totally with you guys, totally. And then he got up and said, Ben Amram, Ben Amram did, and everyone was listening to him, and they thought he was on their side, but he wasn't. He was able to swim against the current, and a fish that's swimming with the current might be a dead fish, but a fish swimming upstream, that fish is alive. How do we get the courage to swim upstream? By knowing who you are, like knowing your identity, and then it doesn't matter what other people think of you. And the truth is that everyone thinks better of you than what they think. If you think of yourself well, then everyone's going to think of you well also. How do you, the Panovich Rav was a man who swam upstream. He walked into the Bnei Brak while Europe was in flames, and he says, those 3 mountains I'm going to rebuild. 3 of the biggest yeshivas of Europe. I'm going to put them up right here. And they said, you're dreaming. Famous line, he said, I might be dreaming, but I'm wide awake. That was the Panovich Rav. But he swam upstream, not just against society and the people that told him it can't happen. But he swam against his own stream, against his own current, against his own flow. The Gra says that the definition of evil, of Ra, is someone who goes with the flow. Could you imagine? That's what evil is. Yeah, that's what evil is. Panovich Rav said, and this is such a chiddush to me, he said that every door that he knocked on to collect money, every door that he knocked on, he had butterflies in his stomach. He was nervous. The master of fundraising, the Satmarav, said that I know that there's no life on other planets. What's it called? Terrestrial beings, right? I know that they don't exist. How can you know that they don't exist? He said, because the Panovich Rav would have already gone collecting there if there was. Yeah? The Panovich Rav was nervous every time he knocked on the door, but he did. Because that's how you know you're alive. You're alive if you're flying upstream. And that's how you can survive anything. And if Ra is going with the flow, then Toiv is going against the flow. We be zeicha. Hey, we be zeicha. To go against the flow. Against our own Yetzer Hara, our own Nefesh Bahami, against the society that's teaching us Tumah and all corrupt hashkafas. We zeicha to greet B'schos that Mashiach Tzekei B'mher B'yameinu. Amen. Shabbos.